First thing to do is just to introduce yourself, your name, your title at Teraflow, and maybe give a little bit of detail around what that title actually means at Teraflow.
I'm Dominic Kafka. I am a data engineer and tech lead at Teraflow. What that means from a tech lead perspective is that you could say I lead a team, but at Teraflow, one of the most important things is our culture. So I don't manage people as such. I work with a bunch of very amazing people, but I happen to be the more client-facing person and make some more technical as well as strategic decisions.
And then I think for the next part, if you can just kind of give some detail around the type of projects that a data engineer working at Teraflow would actually be a part of.
The work that a data engineer would typically do for Teraflow it can range. So typically we'll build out data pipelines, anything from PySpark, maybe we'll touch a bit of SQL, but mainly we'll be translating from SQL into something that is more cloud friendly. So I mentioned PySpark, that would be typically in AWS, but we don't have to be working in AWS since we're cloud agnostic. So it could be something like Dataflow in GCP or Google's cloud platform, or anything else in a different cloud platform. But typically it'll be about the movement of data, transforming that data, and then orchestrating it as well. The typical industries that we'll work at or work with in Teraflow will be something like finance, health industry, the insurance industry, or also logistics and many other things. But typically in that kind of range, let's say, looking data engineering, yes, but also of course we make AI work. Anything interesting heading into the ML space too. So data engineering will cross over into the ML space. So for example, we've done a feature store for the finance industry, and that might migrate into something that goes into the ML space. So anything that touches or borders and supports ML, we want to be involved.
Is there anything else important that you think of when you think of a good data engineer looking for a job? What do they want to know? What would be exciting and interesting and of value for them to know about Teraflow?
So as far as ethos is concerned in Teraflow, especially amongst data engineering, but also not exclusively to data engineering, but having an explorer or pioneer mindset is very, very important, because invariably a company is going to get consultants involved when their internal staff can't do what they want them to be able to do, or they need some expertise. So we are very often going into environments where the parameters are not very well set. We need to explore, we need to try things out. So if you're curious and you'd like to face a challenge that hasn't been quite cracked yet, or maneuver around problems, if you have that kind of appetite, it's a great thing to have. Very important for data engineering and working in Teraflow in general, especially as a data engineer. The culture is how you're going to work with someone, and how you work together is the most important thing by far. I mentioned previously that I'm a team lead, so I would be the person closer to a client interfacing with them. That doesn't make me in any way special. Ideally, what we'd want to be doing is creating that out of everyone in the team. We want to grow their leadership. So the idea is not that you make the quote star performer the lead, or the head of everything, the manager of everything. Ideally, you take whoever is good for a role and you put them into those particular roles. So you want to optimize everyone's potential for these different roles, and then unlock more. Get them to grow into more roles. We really want to have collaborative environments. They make such a massive difference. Open environments where people can ask each other questions without any judgment. Ask 10 questions. Ask the same question 5 times, 10 times if you have to. But be open. Let's understand where we all are, where we're all falling short, and where we can all grow. This is so important in a team. So part of focusing on hard skills in Teraflow is also acquiring more certifications. This works both ways. It's a great thing for Teraflow because obviously the more certifications we have, the better marketable we are, etc. But it's also very, very important for the individual. Help grow their individual's technical capabilities, also make the individual more marketable. So it works both ways. And so Teraflow is also interested in investing in their people in that way, allowing certifications to happen on company time, and a combined investment from both the individual and Teraflow.
What do you think makes Teraflow different to any other data-focused tech company out there?
I think the most defining factor of Teraflow compared to anyone else is the work culture, the soft skill environment, let's put it that way. But Teraflow are full of a bunch of very interesting, charismatic, loving, and quirky people, and it's a great place where that's exchanged. There's a lot of good faith within Teraflow. Yes, we have all different interests, and we don't always get along, and there's good healthy friction as well. Oh, why do you think that? And good to healthy debate, but it is always in good faith, and that is I wouldn't trade that for the world.